is Quake Live TV, and I'm GreasedScotsman. My co-host today is Slasher from Live on 3. Tomorrow, DJ Wheat and Slasher will be putting together their own stream on djwheat.tv, and they will be covering the semis, third place, and finals matches of Quake Live DreamHack. I'm looking forward to that because as much as I love shoutcasting, and I really do, I also love grabbing a nice big bowl of popcorn and just chilling and loving every minute of it. So that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow.
I've tried to spread this to the StarCraft communities, the Street Fighter 4 communities, the Warcraft 3 communities. I found that, those guys really enjoy watching. TF2, Counter-Strike communities too. There is really, and it's really not console gaming. There is like a camaraderie in PC gaming for the most part of like the elite games, like the StarCraft players. I mean, for the most part, not some people don't, but like the StarCraft players, the Quake players, the Counter-Strike guys, like they see like the skill of the other players in a different game. Like the StarCraft and Warcraft 3 guys may not really understand what's going on, but they can really appreciate it because they're used to watching Korean StarCraft players and Chinese Warcraft 3 players do crazy, ridiculous shit. And same, it works in the reverse too.
Well, and I sort of see that as it's kind of like our job, for those gamers that aren't quite into Quake Live. That's really why we're here, to basically analyze the game and take it to that sort of spectator level. Because, we talked about this a little bit before when we had Too Good on the stream. And by the way, I just want to say thank you to Too Good for hopping on and joining us. I'm hoping that he comes back as the day progresses, but it was great to have him on. I think that when you have good casting for a match, and by the way, this is just warm-up, guys. Strenx and Sparty are going to spar a bit while we're waiting for Madix. Madix is currently eating, and we'll go live as soon as Madix is done stuffing his face. But this is great to have, when you've got a game like Quake Live, it's the kind of thing where anyone who watches it, you see your first mid-air rocket, and you're like, oh, that's cool. And I think there are moments that happen in every single game. I mean, I think we've seen it in nearly every single game we've covered today, where there's just something really cool, and it doesn't matter if you've never even seen Quake, you don't know what it is, you've lived under a rock for the past 10 years. When you see something cool happen, it's just this visceral thing that happens, and that's honestly why I love casting this stuff, and I can totally understand how a WoW player can look at this and go, awesome. And I, quite frankly, I played WoW for years, and I can look at it and go, awesome, even for their PvP stuff. It's not quite the same level of awesome, but, I can understand it. I can respect it.
Yeah. I can too. Respect.
Oh, and I want to give a shout out to AGP's Jared. He was basically just saying thank you for the fact that Slasher, you and I were up at 5 in the morning doing what we do. And I'm hoping that there is out there somewhere another North American shoutcasting crew that can run events on a regular basis like Quake Live TV does, because I definitely love what I do, but there's so much Quake that we miss because we're only one crew. And so that's why I love the fact that we've taken today and collaborated to the point where, honestly, all the people that have been watching us all morning, without us being here, and then DJ Wheat and you being there tomorrow, DreamHack would have been missed by all these people. So big props to you and having that sort of collaborator mentality, and same to ESL. Like no one's. I love the fact that no one's being a dick about, we want exclusive rights to stream out DreamHack, blah blah blah. That doesn't help anybody. Right now there are some other streams going on, and I think it's wonderful. The more the fucking merrier, because you know what? The more people that see this, it doesn't matter. As long as the cast is done relatively well, the more people that see it, it's going to be great. Like, that's one more pair of eyes watching great frags, and that is how you keep this game alive. That is how you grow the viewer base. That is how it becomes something that is a household name, you know? And I love it. I absolutely love it. So I'm done. I'm going to hop off my soapbox, but I'm a happy man.
Yes. Any update on matches yet?
On Madix?
Yeah.
Madix is still eating. Strenx is waiting here for him to arrive. He's playing Sparty just for fun. Sparty's currently leading 3-0. We're just kind of chilling until Madix shows up. I think Timo's going to enable respawn timers again, which is awesome because Timo is awesome and we love him to death. So Madix is joining. There we go. We do have the connection. So we may be seeing this thing go live pretty darn soon. I'm kind of curious how much hard drive space I've burned away. We started at 5? Yeah, 5 in the morning. It's 11 a.m. So potentially 6 hours. Alright. I have a whole other hard drive I can plug in. So, you know, we're actually okay here. But I cleared out, I've got, this one's a terabyte. And just for anyone that's curious, about 3 minutes of gameplay is 4 gigabytes. So, you can do the math.
Now, apparently, according to Timo, and it hasn't been confirmed yet by DreamHack, Draven defeated madix 2-1 in the group. So,
what?
A loss of madix to strenx could mean that he would not even pass the group stage. So Draven, you know, he is a really good player, but many expected him to be the third man out of strenx, madix, and Draven. But Draven showing that he could do it, and he's able to take madix down. So Draven is 1 win top of the group so far. Hey, well, what server is strenx, madix?
I believe it was 13. Alright, they're calling heads or tails. They're flipping a coin to decide who gets to toss maps first. So that's where we're going to start with this as they decide where to play. But yeah, this should be a very strong matchup. It's also, I think, really interesting. Like always, Slasher, I enjoy seeing windows into players' progression to see what they learn, how they learn, and how quickly they learn based on previous previous matches against the same people. So Madix is going to remove DM6. Slasher, what's your thoughts about these two players, strenx and madix?
I mean, strenx has the aim, LG, crazy, ridiculous that everyone is fearful. DM6 can't beat it. But he hasn't been able to prove it as much as he would like to on land. Well, madix actually newer, but has actually had better results than strenx on land. But with madix losing to Draven 2-1, maybe his psyche is a little rattled right now, and it's going to be really interesting to see how things go. And so strenx will pick DM13, and madix will pick T9. So the two non-rail map, yeah.
And I'm really curious to see, you know, LG between these two guys. Part of me wants to go. I think had it been a rail map, madix would have felt a little better. This is going to be really interesting between these two. I think honestly for tracking weapons, it's going to be like close. I think. I really think.
Yeah, it has the opportunity to go in 3 maps. Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I would love for it to be.
And DM13, we're gonna start with DM13.
Mm-hmm. So we're just waiting for F3s. They're gonna warm up a little bit more. Again, big thanks to Timo from id Software for enabling respawn timers. Especially since I've gotten so used to them. I've kind of gotten out of the habit of calling out times, and